y'all. All right, this is for y'all. I'm put my headphones in after I finish eating because I'm gonna talk and eat at the same time. I just don't want to hear y'all hear me smacking. Look at Miss Juanita said 600, and Miss Juanita's in the signal chat. Yeah, I'm bragging. I'm bragging. If you are in the signal chat, I'm bragging because you listened. You listened and you stayed patient. Boom, right here. We caught it. No pressure. Nothing extra, nothing more, no secret to success, no 7 keys to the holy grail. Boom, we got it. We out the way. We out the clear. One thing I want to point out, and I'll go over this what I went with y'all Saturday, is just this swing right here. We swung right there, so I'm paying attention to a sensitive area right there. But when we get to the 4 hour, I'll explain. Because price could simply reject right here. At the same area news was 2605, 2608. That was a sensitive area before news, which we scaled to 2618, right? And then we dropped. I had TP at 2617. We hit it, right? So weekly is nothing more to really um dive deep into, right? Daily, let's keep it very simple these days. Right? So there's my fib, there's a weekly. We actually mapped this out to this Monday. Next Monday, excuse me. Next week is Thanksgiving for those in the United States. Well, I think all around the world. I'm not sure if everybody celebrates Thanksgiving, but it's a national holiday next week for the U.S. But now I'm right here, right? And I'm very sensitive to that 2605 area for more than one reason, right? But if you look at this range from here to here on a daily, we kind of surpassed that. So I'm gonna help you out because I'm going crazy this week in the chat, bro. Right? Right now we are in a sweet spot of the daily, right? This is why you don't want to delete your zones too soon, if you may. Because us being right here, if we open up the next actual day candle in this zone, you will see gold turn up. I know sellers are heavy in the market still, but if we reject strong from here, we'll see a nice sell-off. Right? One or two things can happen from here. So to my signal chat people, secure your profits. Right? We want to trade what we see, not what we think we should see. Right? And then I'm just deleting that because since we're here, it matters, right? And the thing is, I mentioned this Saturday, if we get a bullish closing day from gold, we now form this range. So let's just pretend to think forward for the future that we may possibly be bullish this day. I'm actually not going to take this low. I'm going to take this low, right? Because if this is the low right here and this is the high, this is kind of where I'm foreseeing a potential sell off my daily, which puts us back above this line, 2643. And I explained this Saturday, 2643. What we want to see is this, this, simple. That's all I want to see. Because the last time we were here, we went here. Last time we were here, we went here. So, my bad. So it's kind of leaving clues like, hey, I'm out of here, I'm out of here, I'm out of here. Now, if we can get to that, as you can see, we definitely rejected that area. So I'm actually going to go to my position as well, just to make sure it's secured, which it is. It's a beautiful rejection, man. Yeah, it's a beautiful rejection. 845. Now we have 500, whether we like it or not. You have 500 pips, whether you like it or not. What a feeling. All right. So that's kind of like the direction that I'm seeing. Just for example of, does history really repeat itself? So these areas, if we even cross border here, same scenario. If we start to see support on here on a micro at 2607, which 2605 is kind of ideally, I want to see if price is gonna potentially push. All right. Now, if you took 50, if you took anywhere between here, you're me personally, I would say consider good for holds, right? Because it's a 2-week cycle. I explained it Saturday. This took 2 months to happen. This took 2 weeks. Even though they're equal, right? This took 2 months to transpire. September and October to transpire. This took 2 weeks. Really think about that. This took 2 months. This took 2 weeks. This is a purge on liquidity. This is direction. Meaning the overall sell side has been ran. Right? This is nothing but a pullback. I mentioned that. Right? I stuck to it. Right. Once I miss drops like this, I'm not gonna like go lower and lower to try to fight the battle to get it. If we catch shorts on buys based on how I see it, cool. If we don't, if we get stopped out, cool. Right. But once you miss the overall move, it's like, all right, we ran this sell side, a buy happened. We ran this sell side, a buy happened. Right. We ran this sell side from a body perspective. Right. The buy happened. Right. This was an indicator like, yo, we ain't there yet, but we inching, So that's kind of where I would like to see on my daily. Can we potentially seek up here to 2650? Right? I don't need anything extra, not unless I really wanted to go up here and kind of study. And right here, this would be a focal point, just to see in the chat, just to see in the this void right here, just to keep my eyes for that area. But same thing, that area is 2650. Right, that void right here when we open up from here September 24th to that Sunday to Monday, excuse me, that Sunday opening right here. So this would be the magnet that I'm seeing pull this here. And if we rest here, your next big buy could be potentially 2643, meaning you're buying your next TJ Maxx candle, right? Because we are a disclaimer, we do not have any idea what this market may do, but we know we can see sales in TJ Maxx on any Senate candle of your choice. They definitely have a clearance section, where you can buy at a discount. Just for disclaimer for anybody that may come across my content, we talk about candlesticks in reference to fragrances. No market ideas. We just call out the price of a candle. So a candle that we're aiming to potentially buy would be around the price of $26.40. Read between the lines, people. Read between the lines. All right, so cool. We go to the 4 hour and we're gonna stop here actually at the 4 hour. All right. Did some deep digging with the signal chat to let them know like we will not exceed the 4 hour. We will not. I would not. I did some back testing. I'm gonna show you some back testing I did, and then I'm gonna get off of it. All right. After I do gold. So at my 4 hour here, same thing just happened. We actually came here to a sweet spot. Right? It's nothing like out of the norm. Like we did exactly what we're supposed to do. We get here, we get a reaction. Right? 10 o'clock, we may see a different reaction. Right? We get here, boom. Don't think about it. So this is what I'm saying. If I'm on the 4 hour, right? If I'm on the 4 hour, and let's just say we get up here, right? And we close above here. We actually hit 2606. We come back down into here, boom. We get above the one objective completed with that high, boom. We get in the daily, boom. We respect this, boom. We get out of here. That's kind of the motion that I'm seeing. All right, now, on the contrary, because we always want to add what if this drops, Ty? You're right. So we could open up. We actually respect. Let's just say we get here, boom, we come back here, boom, we come back here, boom, we sit under here, boom, we go under here, boom. This is capable of doing this too. All right, so my sellers like, what you gonna do? Pick and choose. Right now, I'm just with the bulls. I'm not. When I speak against the sellers, I'm not speaking in a negative way. It's just more so, what are you gonna do? Just like when sellers, may proclaim, are you still buying, buyers, whatever? Like that's a ego leading that. You know what I'm saying? It's like both scenarios are right. Both scenarios are wrong. It's just a matter of time to prove which one is right or wrong. for that moment in time. All right. So we sit and wait. We don't force anything. We sit and wait. All right. And that's that. And if I'm looking up here, I'm just seeing imbalance for price to come in here. See how this randomly sits at 50% of this fair value gap for my fair value gap traders? All right. So by the time price gets up here, I'm not thinking sell. Just honest. Like, I'm not thinking sell. Because from here to here is really the range. All right. So even if I bring out my fib, you're thinking about here, you're thinking about here. Right. And for some reason, randomly, it sits here. Right at 2650. It's the magnet, but that's the void too. So I don't get here until I get here. If that makes sense. I don't worry about here until I get here. Right now, I worry about here while I'm here. Right? So if you miss the buy even off the opening, right? If you miss the buy off the opening, you have to wait. If you go in and find a 1 hour situation where we may be supporting right now on the 15, 5, 3, 1 minute right now, and it makes sense for you to buy right now, do as you please. Right? Because anything from, if you really want me to get technical, anything from 25.36 to 26.43 is a discount right now. Anything under this level right now is a discount. Anything under 26.43 right now is a discount. Right? So I just wanted to kind of break that down. So drop some fives in the chat if you kind of got the simple basic breakdown of gold. We don't want anything extra. Right? NASDAQ. Let me see if it's the same one. It's at 15. That's at 40. I need to find another NASDAQ. I'm under vintage right now. All right, this one seems about close. So we get rid of these. Get rid of that. Turn that red. All right. Boom. So easy day with NASDAQ, man. Like I said, it happened Friday. What is going on? Did my computer just freeze? It did. It happened Friday. All right. So if I look at my weekly perspective, I kind of foresaw, like, if we were to close, which we did, bearish week, it led us right into here. All right. Nothing crazy. Everything is simple to the point. Right. Now, I'm not saying NASDAQ may not retrace, but I was looking for a retracement, honestly, at 450 areas. We like 100 pips away from that. We don't get it. We don't get it. We kind of just pivot. Which price could ideally run up to 382 or this 0.5 and give a nice rejection too as well. All right, but let's break it down. Let's break it down. All right, so here I am, simply waiting on my hands. All right, because we missed the opening, right? So if price comes back down in here, maybe take out this sell side, and from last week, we could still use this area from 306 to 421 as a potential entry. All right, so let's get to the daily so we can get more information. All right, so boom, I have more information. Let me kind of come closer. So we're right here. All right, because this is the low. Wait, no, this is the low. This is the high. Not here, but here, because you have two bearish candles right there, but you got your high sitting right here. As far as a range perspective, right? So the weekly panned out to be here. So I'm actually gonna get rid of that. And I'm gonna just sit a little tighter right here with my daily for clarity. Right? So boom. And if you kind of can keep your mind uh in the same mind frame as saying like the daily and the weekly are in the same proximity, 293 to 401, right? So this is kind of where I see price sitting at. Like, it's not anything that I could want to do right now if I miss this from Friday, right? The impulse happened right here at 2350, which I think came down to 38 midpoint, 35, 37 level, right? If I would have called this on Friday afternoon session, this would leave my worries less stressed on an entry, because you would be up 200 pips right now, right? And not tripping because you just held your position from Friday, right? So you seeing that, it's more so saying, like I told the chat, like, we just wait. We sit on our toes and we wait, because price may not be done digging, but based on what we see here, we're respecting, we're trading what we're seeing, right? I don't have any, like I said, you can learn from me from free with what I'm teaching you, like this basic fib knowledge, right? Basic fib knowledge. Now you still may not understand the 382, which is perfectly fine. You can do what you please with the information that's being given on all of these calls, but if you want in-depthness, that's when you find yourself a person of not even influence, but a person who can guide you to understanding why things are happening the way they're happening, right? Um, and if you are that individual, all the links would be in the description below on how to contact me as far as mentorship, group mentorship. And if you are a person who's just looking for, extra source of income, the Signal Chat is there for you as well. All right. I have people who are just learning and earning. I have people who are earning. I have people who are in their moments of just simply learning. They have a job and they just want to learn, right? They just want to learn and add this to what they have currently going on. Right. So I'm here as a dynamic, helping all individuals around the world in all different aspects based on what's gonna be beneficial to you. Right. All I teach is tailored towards the individual's, um I would say, wanting to learn and actually further their education, right? So it's not that I teach the same way with anybody. I don't, but I teach the same principles of trading. If that makes sense. All right. On my last bite, man. My bad. I didn't want to be rude. But what up? Back in the building. Put my headphones in now, man. Let's rock. I don't know, man. These headphones, the wired headphones are the best Apple headphones ever, bro. The AirPods Max, the AirPods, trash. All of it trash. It's just trash. These don't drain your battery. They don't die on you, right? And it's just very convenient, man. Now, if you work out, you got to kind of hassle with the cord, but if you just ongoing about your day and you kind of listen to, whatever, I encourage these. Yep. And it's hard to really lose these if they're in your ear, like with a cord, by the way. All right, so cool. Let's get to the 4 hour, and we're gonna stop there. Very simple. All right. So let's get rid of that. So we're here. You see how simple and clean this is? I don't have nothing else on my chart. Now, when I show you my other chart, you're gonna be like, whoa. But like for basic knowledge, right? So boom, 9 o'clock. All right. This is where I am respecting more so. Is that a blue candle? Trying to see. I'm about to change my candle colors, guys. I thought about going black chart, white candles. But the 4 hour right here. All right, we could potentially seek lower if Nas wanted to. So I would kind of just bring that into fruition. In the case we dig deeper than this zone. All right. And I would just leave it there too. But also, since now that I had a closing black candle here, I would just reference also my area of influence here, here, see here, right? And then that leaves me with this. Over 50% of the gap. Here could be potential TPs, 650, 698, And then honestly, I'm looking for price to simply retrace back to this area potentially, or just use this invertedly, right? Use this invertedly, right? So that means if price, once again on my micro, starts to sit on support here, I'm looking for potential up. The moment we cross here, that's my confirmation of, not even like, not saying this is a confirmation, but this is my confirmation. Once we exit here, we're out of here, because you're going to see price sit on this invisible line randomly, right? And potentially move up and fulfill in here. And you have a void right there too. And you have this right here too. So always, like, when you start to find these little things like that, you actually want to go study. That's study points. Like, voids are study points for me, because this lets me know by the time price gets up here, and if I'm too far out from the chart or too far in from the chart, I can use these zones as reference to debunking the myth. Don't buy too high, don't sell too low. Like, no, you trade what you see, not what you think you should see, right? Because right here, if we went from this low to this high, right, price ran through our sweet spot. So that lets me know that when price gets back up here, this could be an area where I sit on my toes and wait till price comes in here and actually shows me some breaking of structure above this void, right? And then you may say, well, I want to catch it down here, Ty, but certain time frames, you're not going to be able to catch it at the same time that the next individual catches it. The next individual that caught the move is down here. You can get somebody who catch the move right now. They stop loss could sit right here. They be like, I don't want to miss the ride. I'll sit here and be in drawdown 200, 300 pips until whatever. And they just may sit here and just wait till price gets away. Like, everybody's gonna trade it differently, right? Not everybody uses the fib, right? But I don't know. I'm actually helping out a couple of individuals now with their crypto portfolio, just based on the Fibonacci. Right? And they aren't day traders. They're high roller investors. Right? But look at positioning wise, right? I don't. It's not that I asked to be here. It's like I wanted to be here, because now with people being able to increase their portfolio, I'm able to be an asset towards their assets, right? So that kind of helps me on the back end, even if I'm not helping, even if I'm not uh having the same portfolio as them, right? That's how you have to learn to use your skill at its best, master your craft at its best, and you open up a window of opportunity. You open up 7 streams of income within your one craft. Like, you don't need this. You can't maximize this. So maximizing this is minimizing this. We only have 2 colors up here. I didn't need this. I just kind of showed you this as reference, but this is all I need. And until we get some information of, all right, is this gonna close bearish? If so, I'm gonna use this to this as a range for potential pullback, and then I'll enter. If it pulls away from me, it pulls away. All right, great. Until I get a bearish candle on the full hour, it's not gonna help me help myself to see the direction. But if we get up here near a closing of a bullish candle and a bearish candle open up, then I can catch the ride. If you want to go down to your lower time frames and actually fine tune it, what did I tell you? All you got to do is map out your macros, go to your micros. When it hits your macros, there's a candy, right? There's a candy. So, any questions on NAS? Why you got me? I'm looking at the chat now. No questions, just see fives. Drop some fives in the chat. That was kind of an easy, simple breakdown for NAS. I'm not going to go lower than the 4 hour. If you need that information, go there to the 1 hour, go there to the 30-minute, go to the 15-minute, go to the 5-minute. I'm no longer going there. Like I said, the only time I use micros, and I've given this information out too online, it's in my micro and macro video. I have 2-part series to that video. It's on YouTube, but I only go micro when it's New York time, only because you're able to kind of see near side, far side liquidity a little bit better in your macros. Meaning I'll go to my 3 minute, 15 minute around that time because it makes sense because I want to see where the sweep on liquidity is going to be at. And if it sweeps the liquidity in my macro, look at me being ahead of the game, right? Right, you see how I said some people could buy right here? It's only because it's working on a micro system where I don't have to necessarily go back to go see if it's working because it gives me too many more ideas to be like, well, this could do this, this could do that. Now my brain is like, all right, we're not going to press the button yet. Okay. Gold is back at 25.93 if you took it at 25.87. Kind of gave you context. U30, let's wrap it up. I know you're like, Ty, well, these calls are getting a little slower, man. I'm not slower, but a little quicker because, like, what else you need? What else you need? You know what I'm saying? Looking at it from a weekly perspective. Right. We called it off the opening, by the way. All right. So we look at it, fib it out, win, lose, or draw. Question is, do you wait? And why you wait? What do you do? See, the thing, you get boxed in by your limitation. You get boxed in by the own limitation that you set in on your mind. Because you trade one pair, you trade one asset, and that's perfectly fine. People will definitely have their asset and they'll thrive forever in life because they know that asset. My thing is, forex is your playing field. Like I said, this is where what you can go down 100 different pairs, map out this over the weekend when the market's closed. It's gonna be a headache for you, right? But you just know that, all right, if I trade the same way every time, once one of these pairs on a higher time frame hits my zone, I don't have to think about it. I would say don't go overboard between one or two, or choose three and kind of maximize two out of the three and really make one your anchor. Meaning make one pair your anchor, have a secondary pair when your other pair isn't necessarily like ready for your setup. But also, don't go with the mindset of, well, this pair goes against this pair every time I trade. Don't use that as a a, a frame of reference, if you may. Um, it doesn't matter if that pair goes against that other pair. It's about, is it going against the dollar or is it going with the dollar? That's it. All right. So here we are with that. All right. And I kind of got the sell range mapped out too for the when we get there. Went over this Saturday. So this is it for my weekly. Like, nothing crazy, right? We took out last week. I point out, I still see price coming back up here. All right, cool. Let's definitely bring this to the um oh yeah, that would be Friday. So this Monday right there. So if price kind of pulls down here, this is where I'm looking at. You got a void right here, so you see a potential pull down some more. But we may not. On my daily, it's the same thing. I don't have to really bring in the context. You see how it lines up? I don't need a green level, right? I just don't. So up here we have a range that hasn't necessarily been fulfilled, right? So I would just look for price on my daily here. Don't sleep on this because U30 is known for wicking in tight spaces like this and going to buy to stay. So a selling opportunity could potentially lead itself to 244 to 44 311, and broker prices may vary, but around that range of price, ideally from a larger scale, that's kind of where I would see it mapped out. And if you're in my mentorship, you already kind of know what you're seeing. Do as you see, not as what you think you should see. And why did that happen like that? Hold on, man. All right. Why is it? All right. So that's from my daily perspective. Daily area is still monitoring there. And I would just keep this high as in reference too, right? It's more so the bodies, right? Because we swung significantly here. So if even if U30 never makes it up there right quite yet, because remember, this could be your buy into either new highs or buy into this sell, or this could be your sell into this buy. That's kind of how I referenced it too. So you could potentially see price come here, reject here, come here, get back up here, get back up here, get back up here, sell off, back in here, back in here, back in here, back in here, back in here. If we were ready to do that, or we just continue seeking up new highs. All right, you see, I just simply map that out. All right, that's the type of structure work that trading is. It's a bunch of mountains, and for those who trade, I guess head and shoulders, like here you go, right? That's kind of what you could potentially map out if we were. But if price gets up here, come back here and rejects this same high, um, we could still be seeing 45K. All right. So get to my 4 hour. It's kind of where the gravy at. I would keep this line up here too. Let's just map it out to the week. All right. Right. And I just definitely see prices kind of coming in here based off of this. All right. And so I don't have to necessarily write out blue neither, because it sits here. So if you look at it now, this I would write it out just because write it out. I mean, I would reference it only because it sits right above that daily level. And mind you, weekly, monthly, daily levels hit harder, right? And they hit harder. The reason I won't go lower than a 4 hour now, I'm not limiting myself, but like I was explaining to the chat, like lower time frames delude me into thinking that we're at that premium or that discount where we can buy and sell, right, when it hits our macros, if you may, right? And I'm only going back because we knee deep in gold, right? Right. For all the naysayers and doubters out there, man, here you are. Right. Gave the play out. But this is kind of what I would see as a reference point. And like I said, you know, if you use your highs and lows to your advantage, right? Boom, boom, right? Like I said, I could teach somebody how to trade. As simple as this. You want me to teach you how to trade just using highs and lows? Look, here, buy, out of here. Here, sell, out of here. Or here, here, buy, out of here. Or what I say? Here, here, sell, out of here. Right? No pun intended of being symmetric, but literally very, very intentional being symmetric. I'm reading a lot of books or listening to a lot of books here lately. Nothing to do with trading, but more so us as uh, beings of products of our thoughts. The mind. I love the mind game. I love it because we play the mind game on trading every day. Like I was telling one of my students, good friend, and I was saying like, hey, the best way the best way for us to learn the market from a psychological point. Now I'm not telling you to go do any techniques or anything like that, but you should try it. Before you are about to buy and sell, how are you feeling? What is that feeling that you're feeling? When you're in the trade after you press buy and sell, how are you feeling? And when you're out of the trade, how are you feeling? Those three quote unquote how are you feelings, that will teach you more about the psychological approach towards trading than any other BS that's out there on the internet, just selling you for a like, for a subscription, or for constantly going down a rabbit hole that you're not gonna escape. If you can document and journal, how are you feeling before you press buy or sell? How are you feeling while you're in the trade? How are you feeling when you're out of the trade? Those 3 points are going to teach you more about the psychology of trading than any book ever. Ever. in regards to trading. The best way to learn about trading is to trade. It's not watching me all the time. And if you watch me and your trading has evolved or kind of improved, great. Continue doing what you've been doing. If you watched me and your trading has went the opposite way and you're not seeing any success, and I'm just like, I'm not a great vessel in this trading community, go find somebody else. Right? But you are your best teacher, you are your best student. What you're seeking already lies within you, right? What you're seeking already lies within the charts. What I have introduced to some of my students that they may feel is new has always been here. The only thing that led me to discovering what I discovered was simply error leading into a wait a minute. I know this did not just, it was an accident on how I found this little thing because I was on a lower time frame to a higher time frame. And this is why I'm biased to the higher time frame now. Because it was an accident how I just clicked another time frame and it just sat there and I'm like, hold up. And then I spent the next 4 hours back testing. I spent the next weekend back testing. And then I said, you know what? I got a signal chat. Let's test it. Right? And so I tested it. And I'm like, oh, it works. And it's like I haven't looked back. And you see, you simply just executing is the best learning tool you'll ever need when it comes to trading. All right. So before we reference back gold, and somebody mentioned GJ too. I'll go to GJ so I can show you my GJ markups. Any questions on U30? Like, this is simple for me. This is nothing. Like, if I'm looking at U30 to, push up, it's pushing up into this imbalance right here. Right. So, but you want to take these things in steps. And remember, you don't have to wait to get here to make money to try to sell it here, because 9 times out of 10 you may get a short right here, but it may lead to a pullback just to continue up. Your objective is to find a way to buy into this potential short or potential sell-off. That's the goal. Once you find out your destination and you're not in a position to get there, you want to be able, as a trader, to identify, okay, if this is the goal where I'm trying to sell at, how can I position myself to get there? I don't want to just wait days and days and days and it may never come, and then I miss a sell down here, or I miss a buy up into that sell, right? Or I may just buy up and hold it, because we still have a zone, excuse me, a reference point here, right? And for my order block people, right? Isn't that an order block? That's what y'all trade right there, right? Order block, right? So you got to see this first. And then you got to see price sit on top of this, not get above this high, right? You got to sit on top of this, because if it doesn't exceed this, right? Remember, your fib is here to here. Of course, once we get here, we can see potential, continuation up. But can you identify where you can enter down here? Can you identify what point of entry, what point of reference? Because at the end of the day, anything above here, right? Anything above here is still a premium. Our discount is down here. So you're still going to be buying into a premium. You're still buying in a premium right now. Right? Because on the 4 hour, you've ran sell side here on a lower time frame, which you have a black and blue counter for mine. Right? On here, you broken structure. Right? So price could yield right back up in here. Right? Meaning anything under here could be referenced as discount. Right? That means from here to here, everything in here is discount. Right? So that means if you reference from here, everything beneath here is discount, because this is where price is broken structure. Because remember, low to that high we sit underneath this 0.7 right there. And even when you go here to here, everything beneath this 1 is discount. And it's got to be random, that price. You draw that out from here to here, and we respect, right, the 6-7 as the invert. Right, because we blast through it, came back to it, never came back to here to a sweet spot. What do you mean by that, Ty? Easy. Because we never once came back to here in reference to a sweet spot. You see, this is the type of teaching I do. Because I always get the question, hey, Ty, how do we know which sweet spot to use? How do you know? How do you know? So it's got to be random that this happens to be in alignment with the sweet spot I just drew based on this being the range here to here. And I didn't even have to come to the 4-hour to identify that. Right? And here, invertedly, it understood that the assignment was, let's use this sweet spot area, which I can't tell y'all that, but if you know the universal law of the fib for my mentees, this sweet spot being here is another reference point on a slower time frame, right? And for my people who, hey, it hit my zone 3 times, okay, 1, 2, 3. Why didn't you sell? Okay, it hit my zone 3 times, 1, 2, 3. Why didn't you buy? Okay, hit my zone 3 times, 1, 2, 3. Why didn't you buy? Why didn't you catch the buy off the opening? All right, I'm to that point now where the intent behind, not even just the signals I give, but the intent behind, let's just watch gold as I speak. The intent behind why I give certain zones and areas isn't for my proving myself right, isn't for me proving anybody else wrong. It's to be the outlet for you to go study that range. As you can see all last week, I did not drop anything in the free chat as far as the signal range. You see how quiet it was? You see how very quiet it was, right? So, and of course, people were winning, but people still let their ego lead to having to show what they already knew, which in returns, you have to keep that up in trading. You see, I have pressure on myself in the signal chat, but I believe this is pressure from God letting me know, like, hey, I like that you put this pressure on yourself, young man, because what this does is it creates opportunities for others to go study these ranges opposed to studying the amount of money or pocket watching, if you may, that you're making. Because my ego fell into that cycle too, and nobody was learning. They were just like, man, Ty, I want to make this much money too, bro. Where do I sign up at? And those people fell off slowly but surely because their mind was so focused on, well, Ty turned this to that. I know I can turn this to that. You know? And I'm like, dang, I was pushing the wrong narrative. I got it now. So now you show them a canvas. And I still show, my positions here and there, on a live account so people actually see, like, hey, okay, he's still trading a live account, but we want to see what he's making. One thing you don't one thing that puts you in a spiral is publicly announcing or publicly showing your financial card, which that's very common in our space. You really think these people that are making millions and billions of dollars in the stock market are showing you their portfolios? No. they're showing you a reference point. Everybody made money doing crypto. Even if you didn't make money doing crypto, you made money doing crypto. Right? And now everybody has a boosted portfolio. Right? My thing is, my portfolio wasn't as steep as certain other individuals, but yet I'm still an outlet for their portfolio. I spoke about this at the beginning if you weren't here. There's a win-win across the board for you when it comes to trading. You have to get to this point, because when your investor or investors reach out, hey man, I'm looking at dumping this into that, man. I want to get in. What do you think? The pressure's on now. All right, this is the reference points. Let's use this. Let's use this. And I keep it simple as they don't understand the chart. They just understand price. They don't understand it. They're like, man, I got this amount. I want to dump in here. Slow down. Let me go look at it. Don't use it, but here's a reference point. And of course, when they see it, they're like, dude, how? How'd you know? You wouldn't know if I told you. Right? So, let's just keep it keep it at that. But leading back to the narrative is being pushed for me. If I show you these zones and you go back and press replay, your whole objective is to say, okay, he just showed us simple fib. I already know this, but what else is there to this that he's showing us, but he's not showing us? But the zones he's calling is not a reference to the sweet spot. How's the move being caught without being in the sweet spot? That's the question. How do you catch the move in the invisible space? Right? When the Fibonacci just isn't working for you, how do you catch the market then? Because like I said, my way could be the way for me. It may not be the way for you. Because you could still need a stochastic, you could still need a RSI, you could still need a moving average. I know we joke about indicators and all these things all the time, but everybody's, like I said, I'm big on books. What you choose to believe will work for you. That is a given law in the universe. What you believe is already working for you. No matter what your circumstances are in life right now, or no matter what your situation in life is right now, you believe that that is working for you. Even if you feel that you don't want to be in this certain situation, you believe that it is working for you. And you may be doing everything possible in your physicality to improve your situation, and it's just not working. I know you've been there. And you're like, man, I'm going hard time. I'm just studying every day, chart. Bro, I'm seeing a perfect execution, and you never execute. Why? What's that fear tugging at you? Because your belief is, if I go as hard on my analysis and it looks clean, I've done my job. So when it's time to execute and I don't execute, it doesn't matter. The chart did exactly what I said it was going to do. Objective accomplished, Ty. Okay, great. Did you execute what you saw? Nah, I was going to just wait because I seen that it came here, but then I saw this other sweet spot, so I just kind of waited till then on the 15-minute time frame, and it never came to that sweet spot. But it did come to that zone first, though, Ty, and it stayed in it. You see what you're doing to yourself? You're giving yourself every excuse not to believe yourself. So you believe that the fear is working better for you opposed to your belief itself. You should write that down. You believe, write it down as a reference to do the opposite. But you believe that the fear, I would say you believe in the fear more than you believe in what you see far as it coming to your zone. I don't even remember what I just said. That's why I was recording. So we'll go back and watch you when I try. I'm actually gonna go back and try to find that bar. But you have to switch that, because those who operate from fear are always gonna be running away from something. right? I was listening to something today, and it simply said, you know, yeah, it's saying like, everybody has a shadow life, right? Where you have some thoughts that nobody will ever know that you think about. And it may be reference to thinking about yourself in a negative light, or you done something you weren't supposed to do and you feel bad, you have regrets, whatever, whatever. Or you may be doing some things that you can't overcome, right? Or it could be um, a vice. You're trying to quit smoking, quit drinking, fornicating, whatever the case may be, right? I'm not here to be a therapist, but I'm helping you. And what was said was, it's a lot of people out here like fighting their demons, right? Opposed to like trying to get rid of them, right? And it's crazy to sound like you probably want to talk to those demons. Take the physical aspect out. Demons meaning your negative thoughts, right? And that the way you negate things to yourself, right? Those negative actions that you're doing purposely just to try to fill a void or avoid certain problems that you need to be creating solutions for. You need to sit there and talk to those demons so you can bring them to a level of reality that you're aiming to live. So then this way they know that, hey, now that he's on this frequency, we should probably just sit back and let him do that, because he's not coming back to us. He's talked to us, he's addressed us, and he's kind of set the law on us. So it's really nothing that we can do now. So we're just going to let him do him, but we're going to see certain situations if he's going to come back to us. And if he doesn't, we're on a standstill island. This is a third person demon talking. If you can control the way you think about yourself in regards to the charts, it's gonna work for you. But if you're always allowing yourself to go in a rabbit hole of information, eventually you're gonna have so much information that you're gonna overanalyze, and you're not gonna know what to believe. Right? You should have your routine set, you should have your system set, and that should be your law. Because I was explaining to an individual, I said, I always get dinged when I go against my law. I always take a loss. I always am pivoting when I'm on a small time frame. When I'm on a higher time frame, I don't care if I lose. When I'm on a small time frame, I'm like, man, I hope I'm kind of on my toes, like, I don't want you to come back, but I'm outside of my zone, so now I gotta uh, Jesse Livermore, one of my favorite traders, like, God rest his soul, $100 million net worth trader, stock market. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's somebody who definitely was 1900 era, right? But he stated, if you want right now in this world, right, and you can hop off at any time, like we done with top down. I know you wanted more, but hey, it's not. This is where I'm helping you psychologically, which most traders need this part, which most traders leave the call doing this part. Because you think I'm rambling, I'm not. You need to hear this, because I know you're not gonna play this back all the way from beginning to end. Some may don't. I don't care about the whole subscribers and subscription and all of that. If the YouTube channel grows, it grows. Great. It's an extra stream of income. But you don't see me pushing my channel. You don't see me like sharing my channel link. Like, I don't care. I drop it every Sunday. Sometimes I'll drop one throughout the week, and I'm like, it's gonna do what it's gonna do. It's gonna find who it's gonna need to find, and it's gonna help who it needs to help. Right? Whether I like it or not. But what I was saying was, Jesse Livermore. Oh no, the world we live in now is excuse my language, is attention seeking whores. And I don't mean that in a physical aspect. What I mean is, like, we want our egos to be like served so much, to the point where, and especially in the trading space, to the point where it's like it's almost haunting us if we don't win the trade, to show somebody else that we won the trade, or to prove a point, like, yeah, yeah, I'm the reason this did that. But it's never the same energy with any individual when it comes to saying, yeah, I blew that account too, and that account too, and that account too, and I blew that account too, but I finally got this right, and that now this is the reason why it worked. Okay, what about the $1,000 day loss you had, or the 500-day loss you had, or the 15K loss you had? What about the $3,000 you lost? What about the 4,000 you was up that week and you lost half of it because you trade or 3/4 of it because you traded at the end of the week when you were up on Tuesday, right? Where's the energy behind that? And even these other Telegram communities, not even Signal Chat, just communities, you have to ask that, right? That's why I put the brakes on that. I'm not here to validate my ego, but we live in a social media era where, unfortunately, that is your resume to the world. That is how you put yourself out there for what it is that you do. And I'm not talking to trade. I'm talking any type of business, any type of influence and content creation. Think content creators are the leading entrepreneurs in today's society. Like, it used to be Silicon Valley. It's now grab a phone. Hey, I'm doing this today. Come with me, get ready, and let's go shopping at Target. And you get 20, 30 videos of that. Boom, now they're sponsored by this person. They're sponsored by this person. Their content keeps getting better and better. Now they're an influencer. Now you get to sit back and go watch their day-to-day life and they get paid. That's where we're living at. That's not the intention I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is our space. I've stopped the algorithm purposely on my Instagram and my threads and my Twitter. I'm it's crazy. I've loved my community, right? But it's so much like Forex on my algorithm. It's daunting, man. It's like draining because you see people really just trying to like, hey, look at me. Hey, watch me. Hey, I know what I'm talking about. Hey, join me. Hey, this is the Telegram community. Hey, I'm a mentor. Hey, I'm looking for other traders out there in the community. Where are my trader friends at? Hey, mentors over here. Mentorships over here. Hey, 100 pips today. Futures here today. Going live today. Yo, when I started this, it was none of that. But I understand the reticular activating system, RAS. You may have heard it, you may have not. You may have drove a Honda before, right? And you hop into the Honda. It's a blue Honda. Next thing you know, you never seen Hondas on the road a day in your life. You get a Honda, you get a Sentra, you get an Altima, whatever case you may drive, right? You get a Nissan, whatever. You get that. 5 miles down the road, hey, there's another Honda. All right, that's what's up. Wait, another one? You done seen 10 Hondas that you ain't never seen. You used to ride in your mom Jeep or whatever and never seen anything, but your mom was seeing Jeeps all the time. That's a reticular activating system. Once you are immersed in something and it's consumed you, it becomes a part of you, you start to see it everywhere you go. I've never seen this many traders in my lifetime, which is a good thing. There's over 5.9 million traders in the United States alone. Look it up. Right? Look it up. You know where the most traders are at right now in the world? Between Africa and China. Look it up. It's a pie graph. That's the type of research I'll be doing now because I really want to see the scope of the trading world as a whole. People making money, losing money every day. We get it. Cool. I get it. Right? But back to the attention seeking horde. And I'm not talking about any chicks, none of that. I'm not degrading anybody. I'm speaking about the attention itself. So disregard how the message is being given or delivered and catch the message. Right? What I'm saying is you lose your own value towards your learning curve when you're trying to win just so you can show that you won. Instead of you winning and doing exactly what I stated, document how it feels when you exit the trade. Whether it be you won or you lost, how did you feel? And if right after how you feel, you immediately go, boom, look at what I did. You need to write that down. and say, okay, after this trade, I immediately felt the need to go into a Telegram community or a chat or Instagram or Twitter or even Facebook and show the world that I just won this trade because it did exactly what I said it was going to do. And I can speak from this point of view because I used to do it. So I'm not just speaking as some motivation or being negative towards anybody. I used to do this. This is why I'm speaking from this point of reference, right? Because what if you write that down after you close the trade, you're gonna look at yourself and say, "Man, you're that needing for attention to tell, okay, yeah, I just won this, so let me go tell everybody that I won this, right? So now once I do that, I'm validated." And how does that really make you feel? Because when you lose the trade, I want you to do the same thing. I want you to write down, okay, I just lost this trade, right? I, you see how hesitant you are? I'm now gonna go. No, I'm not gonna tell anybody. They don't have to know. I'll just wait till I win again. But I'm gonna take like 10 losses before I win, though. Like I just lost 10 times. I'm going out of my system, so I'm trying to re-enter, re-enter. All right. I'm gonna just get like 50 pips and I'll put it out there then. All right, cool. I said 30 pips. All right, I'm gonna just close the trade, but I ain't gonna show that win. I wanna wait for a bigger win. You see what this is doing to you psychologically? You're going about going in the market to win, to be validated by people who really don't give a damn about you. They serve you to like, what's next? They serve you to follow, what's next? They serve you a message. Hey, bro, I seen you just bag da 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 da. You think you could teach me? What's next? You teach them, or do you just push them off to somebody else? You've been tested right there. They ask you after seeing you win, can you teach them? What do you say? Well, bro, I'm in this Telegram community. Whoop de whoop de whoop. Uh, nah, man. If anybody, man, I went to YouTube, bro, ICT, or I went to, but they asking you. Don't even point them to me. I've had individuals who reference me. They've sent people to me, and I treat them just as such. Yo, what's the word? Some of y'all get that message from me now. Yo, what's the word? Word, okay, great. Here go the links. Whatever's tailored to you, I'll see you then. I don't see them because I don't care if I see them or not. That doesn't mean I don't care about that individual, but yo, I'm to a point now, I pay attention to those who pay attention to me. If you're serious, that invoice is going to check off where it needs to, and we can talk. Or you meet me here on Sunday and ask me whatever you want to ask me. I give everybody equal, ample opportunities to ask whatever they want every Sunday. Everybody's quiet. But the moment the week goes on, everybody's asking me. I'm like, no. Like, no. You're not in no community and you're asking me. If you're not in my mentorship, if you're not in the signal chat, like, or the group mentorship, after Sundays, you may see me pop in the free chat, and that's cool. Like, I'm not negating it. That's my baby. That's my cradle. I've grown that organically. Like, no marketing behind it, right? People just found a community. They come join, and they do as they please. And they go find other communities within this community. It's perfectly fine. But what I was leading to with the attention, if you truly want to be validated here in the market as we wrap this up, if you truly are a person seeking attention, right? And it's okay. It's okay. I want you to know that it's okay. Your ego just needs to be tamed. That's it. It's okay. It's not wrong to seek attention. It's just seeking attention for the wrong reasons is where it goes wrong. So, to help you for those attention seekers, if you are, even if you are on that call, if you come by this call, because this is a live call, so if you come across this call and you make it to the end, come close. If you are seeking attention, I want you to go to the charts and I want you to validate yourself on the charts. Meaning, if you said that, yo, Once price gets here in this zone, right, I'm entering. Now, we got 2 points of action right here, right? Because we respond to the reaction. We don't react to the response, because the reaction was right here. You don't immediately go there, right? Because if you knew structure, you knew that sell side was lingering below here, right? But then you go micro, and you see what time did these candles close. We waited till this candle open up at 6 o'clock. Boom, let's get it. This happened in London. London Bridge is falling down. Ironically, New York prone to rise. Boom, we rise in New York. Here we go. Summer, sunshine, whatever. Boom. Sunday opening. Random. It's random. But if you want to be validated, if you want your opinion to be validated, do the work here. Enter. Because how do you know that your opinion of the market is right? You want to know how your opinion of the market is right is when you enter outside of here and you feel some type of way. Meaning, if you entered here, like right here, after it already hit here, you've already validated that you know something about the market. Because you're feeling upset that you didn't get here. That's your validation right there that you're on to something. You don't need anybody else to prove that but you. Okay, even one better. All right, you entered here knowing you should have entered here. Okay, I got a bullish candle or a bearish candle, right? You want to feel even more validated? Ty, it never came to my sweet spot. Yes, it did. You're in one. So how do you explain this 382, Ty? You keep talking about it. Go validate yourself. Figure out why. If you're in the mentorship, you're welcome. You have all the answers. Literally, you have all the answers. Anything else you decide to add on what I'm bringing you is solely up to you to validate yourself even more. I'm done validating anything when it comes to this market because I don't have to. Right? You want to know what my validation is? Okay. Y'all want to see it. Do you want to? This is what my validation looks like. This is what my validation looks like. Right? This is what my validation looks like. I understand every freaking zone on this chart. I was here. I was here. I was here. I was here. I didn't catch all of that. I caught all of this. I caught all of this. I had no understanding of what I know now, but when I go back and I look at my own reference points of my own entries to validate myself, like, why was I right during that time? Bingo, got it. So I don't want to be wrong this time. And if I'm wrong this time, I'll be wrong by the slightest based on an early entry. Or if I just take my loss, win, lose, or draw, I still win because I traded the same way. Why is price sitting here? Why did price reject here? Why did price reject here? Why did price reject here? You know what I know when I validated myself? That. You know, I was on a phone call and I was like, yo, we have 49. You want to know? I stayed up till 5 o'clock one morning and I was like, I hit my homie. I was like, yo, I said, dog, I think I got this trading shit. Like, I got it. I said, we was at 49, right? And these are my hitters hitting in XRP. We was at 49. I said, bro, I woke up the next morning when price was under $1 XRP, which it was right here. And I was on a 4 hour. It was at 90 something, right? And I was like, yo, I woke up and it was at 125 and it rejected right off of it. I got it. Right? I'm validated here. I don't need anything else. I'm validated here. This is spot, bro. We caught when we was trading GJ. We caught this. What was he at? What was we at? We caught this. I remember it. I don't get to the point where your charts are so you are validated by your chart so well. When you turn on anime, you sit back, you watch. You turn on Netflix, you sit back and you watch. Because everybody's telling you not to watch Netflix and you got to grind harder, you got to go harder. So why was over 60 million people streaming Tyson and Jake Paul? But you gotta go harder. You gotta grind harder. Man, Ty, you gotta lighten up. Yeah, okay, lighten up. I do. I lighten up. I watch what I want to watch while I'm trading. Right? 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 Most people are doing what? They're look. This is my other chart. This mentorship stuff. So y'all, this is gonna be live. This is gonna be y'all gonna be red. I'm telling y'all, transparency. Y'all are gonna be red. Mentorship is gonna be green. That doesn't mean the whole green is day up and you down. No, I give you this. Go learn. Simplicity. They get this extended. Even DXY extended. Even Bitcoin extended. Ethereum extended. XRP extended. Sol extended. Right? Extended. Right, I was just up here. I ain't even gonna do my deep diving in that. But what I'm telling you is, if you're seeking that attention, don't seek it from me. Every answer you need is on a chart. I mean, every answer you need is on a chart. It's not on forexfactory.com, even though you see that there. It's not there because we were brainwashed. Don't trade red folders. IML taught us don't trade red folders. Don't trade red. We're gonna skip over red. Why? Why are you skipping over red folders? That's a lack of knowledge. You creating fear in traders. You know, they tell us to fear God. But if God lies within you, why are you fearing yourself to do what you know you can do? Why are you fearing something that holds so much power that you can do the impossible with him, right? But when you try to go about it serving your ego, you realize it's more difficult than needed. With God, you can do anything. With man, you are limited. This trading is spiritual. If you don't believe that it is, just go type in Fibonacci in Google and just research the golden level 618. But don't research it from a technical point because you're going to come across articles with trading. I want you to read it from a nature standpoint. Go look at a flower's Fibonacci. Go look at a spiral. You see how things just naturally flow and unflow with just natural laws of just sunlight, um, um, uh, condensation, right? Being set with your 9:55 alarm before the next 4 hour candle, of things of that nature. You see, I've learned more about trading, of course, on the charts, but I've learned more as I stepped away because I'm on the higher time frame. When you're on the higher time frame, you're not, you're really, and you are in position here. And let's just say the next day opens up, or the next 4 hour ends up supporting off of here in the next 5 minutes, right? And we move up here, not up here, but we move from here, right? Because we're still in people's, lower low, higher low, lower low, higher low, lower low, higher low. That's cool. So people would say, hey, we got to break structure up here before we see a continuation. That's a great reference point. But what about this strong bullish candle breaking structure here and here? And I spoke about that years ago, a couple years ago. We want to see a strong bullish candle break structure or bearish candle break structure, not a wick alone. Because a wick alone, we broke structure here. A wick alone just took out the high, but these candles closed beneath here. Fall because we didn't close above here. That simplicity in that, right? This coming down and not breaking structure here. Why is that not talked about? Right? So get to a point. And that came from Jesse Livermore about the opinion to the market. When you enter here and you feel bad because you didn't get here, you prove your opinion right. You prove that, you have an edge on the market. Not just because of the Fibonacci, but whatever your zone is, and you said you were going to enter, and then you see price pulls away from that, and then you enter, you being delayed on your entry shows that you were right. You should want to pat yourself on the back there. You were right for that moment in time. That doesn't mean you're right forever with the market. Your only objective with the market is to be in flow with the market. Why why would you want to bet against the market? That's how traders are losing. They're, oh, I gotta bet against the market. Why are you betting against the market? Don't you see when the market is in flow, everybody's making money? Why don't you want to be in flow with the market? What do you think these whole friend with the trend or uptrend, downtrend, trend come from? You want to be in flow. You want to be in the same direction that the market is going. As cliche as it sounds, like, why would you want to bet against the market? I know sometimes people be like, well, Ty, you do that. No, I do that based on bias, runs on liquidity, fib it out. So if I'm structured to catch a buy like this, even though the bias may be bearish, remember, this was 2 months. This is 2 weeks. What has more substance? This compared to this. This was November, guys. November right here. This is 2 weeks. We're only at November 17th. Okay, this is November 17th. This is November 1st. Let's just use this point of rep. No, let's use this. This is October 30th. This is September 24th. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like some month and a half. Who has the bigger bid? What is the true bias? What is the true bias when you reference that? A whole month and a half versus 2 weeks? And I tell you guys, every 2 weeks, the market moves in cycles. People still be like, yeah, whatever, Ty. Yeah, whatever. 2 week this, 2 week, blah, blah, blah. Okay. TJ Maxx sales with their candles are only going to be every 2 weeks. That means 2 weeks are going to be off sale, 2 weeks are going to be on sale. 2 weeks are going to be at a premium, going to be higher than the original price. 2 weeks are going to be at a discount, lower than the original price. Pick and choose. Don't be boxed in. Don't be boxed in. What I mean by don't be boxed in, if you really want to practice, if you really want to get great at film when it comes to our sport, I dare you to go through all of these Forex pairs that are very common in the Forex industry and do exactly what you do, what I'm doing. Top-down analysis, map it out. Bias, runs on liquidity, fib it out. Do you not understand that I've came across, what was it? It was a USD CAD or some pair like that, and I made like $4,000 off the. No, it was a Euro JPY pair. I don't even trade that, right? And I was going through. I think I was going through one of my old now one of my old stories popped up. You know, they remind you every year or something like that. And on that day, I made $6,000 on Euro JPY randomly as hell because it was in position, and I happened to be doing analysis for practice. And I was like, oh, shoot, discipline is in the execution. I will trade what I see. I dare you, be bold enough. What more do you have to do? What more do you have to do? You talking about, I got to grind it out. I got to go hard, Ty. I got to, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, grind it out. I don't think MJ got where he got just by, I'm going to just sort of, practice. Just, every day, just give my little umph. I don't really need to know ins and outs of everything. I don't need to know every spot on the court or you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really need to watch film. Okay. If you have another monitor, you can do this as practice and you can watch your favorite show on Netflix. Look at you. You're not even multitasking. You're actually doing work and you're doing the same thing. What is wrong with taking a weekly? Fib it out. Go to a daily. Fib it out. Go to a 4 hour. Fib it out. Next pair. Right? But what this does for you, you have to fib it out here to here, here to here, here to here. Okay, great. And you're gonna stumble. The thing is, randomly, you're gonna be stumbling across pairs where it's gonna be like, yo, I could probably take this trade right now and be good. You're only boxed in because I've done it to you by saying, hey, I only trade gold, U30, and NASDAQ. What if none of those pairs are your pair, but you're trying to keep up just because everybody's trading that pair? Which I've still deemed you to saying, like, hey, if you really want to, if you come to trading as a kindergarten level, but you have a foundation of trading, and you just start out with U30 or you start out with NAS and you stick to it, that could just be your pair. But it intimidates people because people are U30 a monster, bro. It's a beast, bro. It's it'll eat you up. And I believe that fear. I stayed away from it. And I was so comfortable in Ethereum because I was killing it. Nobody was trading Ethereum, bro. Like nobody was trading Ethereum. Like even in IML, nobody was trading Ethereum. Everybody was just Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. GJ. Uh, 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 the Swiss. People were even trading the Swiss massively there too. And then when I stepped out of there, it was just NASDAQ. Everybody was trading NASDAQ. I was like, damn, nobody trades Ethereum. I'm like, maybe I can be that guy. And I was. Then I started seeing people trade Ethereum. I'm like, oh, okay, now it finally catches on because Ethereum was my speed where I could risk more and my margin would not get ate at. Like I could risk, you can risk a standard with Ethereum with $150. Do you know that? Do y'all know that? Like you can risk that means every 10 pips it move, of course, is $100, but every 100 points it moves is $1,000. Like, and your margin will not get. And now you got to be in position. Don't get me wrong, but you can still use a 0.5, which is half a standard, and your margin won't get ate at with $150. When I was trading with that amount on my account. And I didn't know no different because I couldn't use a 0.5 in other Forex pairs because of the margin. So I'm like, my capital not there yet. I'm gonna stay right here until the capital gets to where it needs to, where I can trade with more of a lot size where it won't eat at my margin. And that's really why I stuck with Ethereum. I never got it because Bitcoin spreads were dummy. Ethereum spreads were never like the price would be 27.93. It would enter me in at like 27.91 or 90 sometimes. Like it was a like little 3 pip spread or something like that. I'm like, oh, this is good. I'm not too far off from my entry. With Bitcoin, you like 400, 500, what I'm saying, points from your entry off the spread alone. So that was the reason I stayed with Ethereum, and I didn't feel a way about it like until I let my ego serve me because I seen everybody killing it with U30, seen everybody killing it with NASDAQ. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'll go over here and play their game. Now I made some money with U30. Don't get me wrong, I made some money with NASDAQ too, but it still doesn't equate to how much money I made with Ethereum by itself. And spurts now gold has been the bulk of everything. GJ used to be the bulk of everything. So I could go trade what you see right here, this USD ZAR, because I looked at the most volatile pair in Forex. It's this, the USD versus the African dollar. And look at me being Thai. Look at this. Look, this was just last week. Just last week. It's gotta be random. No, it's not. You trade the same way on every pair, yo. It's flawless across the screen. And people think flaw. Now, flaw's definition is perfection, flawless, no room for error. Floyd Mayweather, right? 50 and up. That's flawless, right? But in trading, to me, if you minimize your losses and maximize your reward, that's flawless too. So that's all I got for you guys. I'm gonna drop this immediately. Let me check the chat. Any questions? I got 19 messages. Let me see what y'all talking about. I can't see my screen. Oh, okay. All right. Can we do a simple analysis for ETH times to trade it? Oh, okay. I got you. Ty, take a lead, please. He said 3. Go do your thing, bro. Didn't know ETH. All right, cool. So ETH reference. I'm gonna use a different one because I got so many markers on that other one. Best time to trade since time went back. If you just use let me use Binance. So just think about it from a 4-hour perspective. I ain't gonna make I ain't gonna make this too long. Best times to trade at 7 a.m., 11, 15, 19, 23. Honestly, the best times to catch Ethereum is it used to, like, before time went back, it was 6 a.m. It's basically off the 4 hour candles, bro. Like for real, six. Well, now it's 7, 7, 7, 11. Oh, let me just do this. 7, 11, 15, 19. And then London, you kind of, you sleep. But I would just say really the 7 a.m. and that 11 a.m. But also that Asian one. Where's that Asian one at? This one, that 1900 one. That's definitely you go, because just look at this candle. Yeah, that 1900 Asian session, yo. You know what I'm saying? So, and honestly, I used to believe that 6 a.m., like when time was 6 a.m., I used to believe, excuse me. It was no, it used to be 8, 12, 2, no, 8, 12, 4, 8. That's what it used to be. Now it's 7. So now it's 7, 11, 3, 7, 11, 3, and 7. Yeah. But I used to think that every morning at 6 o'clock a.m., when like 2020, when I was it 20? It was post pandemic I was trading. Yeah. Was it? Yeah. It was right at the beginning of the whole COVID. So yeah. So basically around 6 in the morning, every morning, Ethereum would just go up around 6 to 6:30. And I used to believe that. And then of course my beliefs got shot. But it was working for a stretch of time. And I'm like, yo, if you at 6 o'clock, you just press buy with Ethereum. Like, I did that one time and I'm like, dang, it working. I'm gonna just do that. So so that was my gambling days. What do I think? XRB? Oh, XBR USD? What's that? What's XBR? Let's look at that. That's different. I don't mind looking at that. XBR? Is that crypto? XBR USD? Oh, oil? Is that oil? Oh, crude oil. Okay, yeah, I'm looking it up now. All right, let's look at it. It's not what I think about it. It's just still doing the same thing. To who asked that question. That's it. Here, here, map it out. I would potentially buy, I guess that. Oh, this is Ethereum. My bad. I'm tripping. Oh, so you're the weekly candle. So looking at it like, oh yeah, I would have to see. Let's look at this month. All right. So okay, I see what I see. So looking at this, we have exceeded all sweet spots. So basically rejected under that sweet spot. Um, look like it's about to go down, honestly, but I would just see why. I know why. I just can't show you because that's mentorship context. Like I can immediately tell you right now, where a buy could be happening right now. Literally, it could be happening like right now. And if it exceeds this low, it could be probably happening right beneath this low. But the buy potentially could be happening right now, which it probably would come up here in reference if it doesn't take out this low. But I would say the buy could happen right now off the monthly. Because you see it's moving up on the weekly, moving up on the daily, moving up on the 4 hour. That's crazy. Because it just ran sell side too. Nothing different, yo. You see, I'm just able to just map it out like that. Now, if you was in my mentorship and you really were a crude oil trader, I would break this down to a T to you with just 2 points of reference, and you'd be like, dang. So, yo, yeah, no problem, man, no problem. All right, y'all be easy. Let me go ahead and drop this. Hey, and if you watch anime, put me on to some good anime, yo. Shoot me your message on Telegram. Like, I'm trying to get into anime wave. Put me on some anime, man. I'll holler at y'all.